Alright, so before anything is said, yeah, I didn't do my hair today. That's why it looks all like that. But yeah, I've just been lazy. Anyway, I'm making this video because, yeah, I did get scammed, and this is not clickbait, by the way. But I want to tell you guys what happened, like my story, and also kind of just tell you guys how to avoid these scams because really what they're doing is illegal. And I feel like a lot of my viewers are younger, so they might not know any better when they see these listings that are literally like illegal. When you buy from these people and you're getting scammed, I just feel I feel really upset that they're doing that to people. So everything I say in this video though is legit, and like I said, I'm gonna do my best to educate you guys and tell you guys what happened so that this doesn't happen to you. So yeah, let's start off with the story though. It's kind of lengthy, but I'm gonna try to kind of like not ramble on too much. But it's important to know what happened exactly and what steps I did to get my refund, because I did get a refund at the end, so it was like a happy ending. But yeah, it did take some work. Anyway, in December, I was on winter break and I had some money, and then like I was looking for like a cheap Big Launcher LR. So it's kind of hard to come by, and the price fluctuates a lot, which is another kind of risky thing. When I first bought my like first two, I bought one for 13, and then my second one I paid like 16 for it. Yeah, I was looking for this Bay launcher, and then what I did is I sorted it so it was the lowest price, and then it came up with a $12 one, like I said. So I immediately jumped on it, and then I checked out the seller who I wasn't familiar with. Yeah, this seller was new, or he was new to me, so I wasn't familiar with them. But I figured, you know what, it's a foreign seller. A lot of times they do sell stuff for really cheap, even cheaper than a US seller, just because they don't have to import stuff. So I thought $12 was a steal because I figured, you know what, this seller might have gotten a bunch of extra leftover stock and he's just trying to get rid of them for cheap. Yeah, but the first thing I noticed though, which and really it should have been a red flag because the title was like LR Bay Launcher, whatever, but then had a bunch of random letters at the end, which was kind of weird. Um, and then the price was $12, like I said. It was free shipping. And then another weird thing was that it had a limit. You could only buy one every 24 hours, it said, which I was like, why would the seller do that? So he had like a restriction on it, but I was only going to buy one. So then the next thing I did was check out his feedback, and it said 100% feedback. It looked legit. So, I wasn't worrying about that. And then I went to the description, which checked out. It was all legit. It said 100% authentic to Kartomi, whatever. It was good. So anyway, I ordered it, and then I paid for it, and then like I just kind of forgot about it because it usually takes 2 weeks for them to get to my house. That's usually my experience, 2 weeks, and yeah. So I waited 2 weeks, and then it was like kind of towards the end of like December, beginning of January, and I was like, you know what, maybe the holidays was like there was a delay with that, and then I waited a little bit longer, and then I actually went back and checked my order history because it does say like what stuff you bought. What it told me was that like first off, they gave me a tracking number which was completely fake. It was just a bunch of random numbers. Like it wasn't even a valid tracking number, and I did my best to check that it wasn't just like an error. And yeah, it was weird. It was a fake tracking number. And then the second thing was that the listing itself was gone. It was missing, and all it said was like a message from eBay on the bottom. It said something like, this listing has been deleted. Please contact your seller for shipping information or something like that. And then I Googled it because I was kind of confused about it. And what I found out was when eBay deletes a listing, they delete it, and then you as a buyer, they don't tell you why they deleted it. So the seller knows why, but they don't tell you, which is kind of weird. But anyway, they deleted the listing, but I didn't know why. And automatically I kind of thought, you know what, it might be a scam. And that's when my friend Bolto MS, so a big shout out to him, he kind of told me about this first before anything. He said, you know what, I think that was a fake listing because he was actually looking into this way before I was. And he's been like scammed, he's been scammed by this kind of scheme that's been going on. So he was well aware that that's a red flag right there, that the listing's been deleted by eBay. So he pretty much said, you know what, you got to ask for your refund because that was fake. And then at that point, I went back to the seller's account, and they had listings for other stuff as well when I bought from them, but there was no items, there was no listings. It was all pretty much abandoned. The account had nothing left. And I went to their feedback because when I first glanced at it, it said 100%. And all the feedback was like random stuff, like not even real feedback. It looked like the seller had gotten multiple accounts and bought stuff for like $1 on his account and then given himself feedback. And that's pretty much what happened because he only had 20 ratings and they all happened within the same month. So that was another red flag that I really should have noticed at first, but I just didn't give it much thought because when I glanced at it, it said 100%. So then I contacted eBay and they said, okay, first message the seller and we're going to give them 3 days for them to respond back to you, and then you can contact us again if they haven't. So I did that, and then I kind of forgot about it again. I was busy with school or whatever, and I just it completely was out of my mind because it was only $12. I was like, I just forgot about it. So like 10 days later, I got an email from eBay saying, hey, have you gotten a message back from your seller? If not, please contact us immediately. Otherwise, we're going to assume that everything was okay. And so I went back and I had no message back from a seller or from the seller because I was trying to contact him first to see what was going on, and I got no message back. So I assumed the seller probably abandoned the account or he was just ignoring my messages. So then that's when I finally contacted eBay directly and I said, hey, I didn't get a response back. I'm kind of suspicious about this because the listing seemed really suspicious. I got a fake tracking number, and yeah. Here's the deal though, when it comes to foreign sellers, they give you like a shipping estimate, and it's usually like a month after you buy it because shipping is really slow. So when I filed a dispute with eBay, they said, okay, well, we know that it hasn't been the time frame yet, but because you have a fake tracking number, then we're gonna assume that yeah, you deserve a refund. So then like after a day of contacting them, they did give me a refund. I got a message back from a representative saying, hey, we saw your case, and because the tracking number was fake, we're going to assume that the seller never shipped it out. And so here's your refund. You will get it within like 24 hours. And I did get it in my bank account after. But as this was happening, I was doing research and trying to find out like what or how they do their scheme, these sellers. Like the way they do it, and let me just like explain this as best as I can. They'll put listings out for really, really cheap stuff, and I'm talking like $8 for Legend Spriggan, or even right now there's like $5 or $6 Spriggan Requiems, which in reality you're not going to find a Beyblade like that cheap, and it says authentic and all that. So it's not just like some rapidity stuff. It's like an actual legit Beyblade that's listed for $5 or $6. So it says free shipping, it says authentic, and you're led to believe it's legit, so you buy it, and then they give you a phony tracking number or no tracking number at all, and then you wait, and what happens is they get the money through PayPal instantly, and then because they're new accounts or new sellers or whatever, even if they have like feedback or not, there's been cases where they do have feedback or not, it doesn't even matter at this point because they have to wait a certain time before they even get the money because this is like a security measure that PayPal does. Because if you're a new seller, you have to wait to like 20 days, I think, to get your money. Okay, so while they're waiting for their money, you're waiting for your said package because they can tell you, oh, well, you're not going to get your package for a month just because that's the shipping estimate. So while you're still waiting for your package, 20 days have been up, and then they can get their money and cash out. And that's when they take your money and they win. Now, it's up to you to pretty much check back on it after and see if you actually got scammed or not. Because if you don't have a tracking number or you got a phony one like I did, and it's already been past the date, then you're like, where's my package? And that's when you have to contact eBay. And that's when they'll ultimately decide that, yes, you got scammed. So while they're with your money, eBay pretty much takes responsibility and they refund you money. But that's their money that you're getting, not the seller's money, but your money. So then they're away with your money, and eBay's like giving you back money that wasn't yours in the first place. I'm trying to make that clearer, but yeah, they pretty much win because they got your money at the end. And then if you get your refund, then you're like, you know what, no big deal. But here's the thing: when you look at these listings, and I'll show you guys a little bit later, it says like 500 sold. And that can mean two things. Either A, like the seller has used multiple fake accounts to buy that same listing so that it looks like a lot of people bought it. Or B, there's actually been people out there, like legit people who have actually bought it. And I kind of believe it might be the second case because, like I said, a lot of you guys are younger. You guys come across a listing that looks legit, like, oh my gosh, $8 for Legend Spriggan or whatever, let me buy it. So you buy it, and there's a lot of you that might communicate or whatever, and you guys all buy this listing. And then the seller, think about it, if it's $8 per sale, he's got 500 people buying that. That's a lot of money at that point. So while he's getting all your money, he's waiting for that like PayPal lift, and then you're waiting for your set packages. Then he cashes out, he wins, you're scammed. So when we scale it up, it's a lot of money that's being taken away from buyers. The scary thing is like this wasn't a thing before. It's just started to happen all of a sudden, and I'm not sure why. Um, and I'm gonna literally go on eBay right now with you guys and show you guys like some examples because I've been seeing these listings every day pretty much since I first was heard of like told about it. And once again, I do want to give a shout out to Bolto MS because he's been kind of investigating this before me, but um, he's found a lot of listings and I've found a lot of listings now. So these sellers are still doing this scheme to really scam you guys. And like I said, it doesn't seem like a big deal at first, but just the fact that they're doing this to innocent people and kids, like it's just kind of messed up. I think it's really just not cool. So that's pretty much what happened. Like I said, I did get my refund, and I feel like hey, I'm making it seem like a big deal, but just because I want to educate you guys, I want to make sure you guys are aware that this does happen and it gets the best of us. Even if it checks out as 100% legit, there are still some red flags that you got to look out for. And yeah, so now what I'm going to do is get on my computer and show you guys a few examples. And yeah, I really need to show you guys because this is crazy what's going on, pretty much. Alright guys, I'm on eBay now and I did look up Beyblade Burst. So as you can see, here are the first results. And there's going to be the two types of fakes you're going to come across. Now the first one you guys are probably familiar with, and it's like the obvious fakes. So um, let's scroll up and click on this one. So this is clearly a fake. I mean, it's really cheap, but this set doesn't exist in real life. The pictures show like a fake stadium and, you know, just really, really bad fakes. So this is like, you know, obvious fake. So it doesn't even say about the brand, but just looking at the first picture, it's an obvious fake. Now, let's move on to another obvious fake. There's this one here. The first picture is legit, and then you look at the launcher, and then this picture is the dead giveaway here. Sticker sheet's yellow, the launcher looks weird, and then that's fake. Just look at that driver, that has screwdrivers, that has screws that are Phillips screws. Most fakes will have Phillips screws on the driver, so that's another red flag. And then the price seems a little bit low, honestly, for this Beyblade. And then if you scroll down, it says this Beyblade item is made by Rapidity. So there's your confirmation that it's fake. Now let's look at another fake, and this one's a bit more kind of scary if you ask me. So let's see. Okay, so here's this. Yeah, I'm really sad to say this, but there's actually fake God base now, which just makes it a little bit more difficult. Here's a good example of one. The box, if you look at it right here, they did censor out the logo because legally they're not supposed to, even though the second picture has it, but that logo is not TT, that is TD, so that's an obvious fake. These pictures are all official pictures, and then it starts showing you the Beyblade here, and the first picture though, it also shows you the Beyblade, so that's definitely a fake. It's just like more of a kind of hard to tell because it is a God Bay, and God Bays are being made into fakes now. So that's just something to keep in mind. There is this disclaimer though, so that's how you know it's fake. Now let's look to the one I was telling you about in the video, and that's like the scariest fake. Like that's like the really like difficult to tell one. So we're back on the page looking up Beyblade Burst, and now we're gonna look up, or we're gonna look for a listing. This one right here has caught my attention, and let's keep checking. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sort these by lowest first. I'm gonna see if that gives us anything. Okay, so that's not coming up with anything. Let me do a search for Spriggan Requiem, which is a new Beyblade. It's really hyped up, and a lot of people want it. So let's bring up these listings though, because these have all caught my attention right now. Especially this one here. All right, so let's start off with the ones I pulled up right here. Now this is a listing for a Spriggan Requiem for $7.99, free shipping from a foreign seller in Hong Kong. All these pictures are 100% legit, and you go to the description, and it just tells you that it's legit, that it takes a while. Yeah. Oh, and there's this one here too. Oh my gosh, guys. Yeah, this is an obvious fake. I can tell you why. You're not going to find Spriggan Requiem for this cheap. And I feel more bad that 40 have been sold. I feel like 40 actual people have bought this, but this is an obvious fake, guys. You're not going to find one for this cheap. It's just impossible. The seller has 100% feedback, and let's see what they have. So check this out, guys. This feedback is all for like 99-cent items. So my theory, I think, is I still hold it as true because it's only 20 ratings too. Why is it 20? That's weird. But yeah, this guy probably used fake accounts, gave himself positive feedback, and now he's selling a lot of stuff for cheap. But this is a fake. Pretty much like the same format as the Bay launcher that I bought. Here's another one, same seller. He's selling this set for $6.99, free shipping. I can guarantee you're never gonna find a set for this cheap. It's impossible. This set goes for at least 60 to 80 bucks. So he even says Takara Tomy, but this is not the real deal. You're not gonna find this for that cheap. Now let me pull this listing up now because now I see another listing for cheap. Same set, different account, 100% feedback. This guy's selling it for $9.99 now. And check this out. The pictures and both the listings are identical. Literally the exact same. So that's when you know you're dealing with fakes. Again, they're using the same pictures, the same format, descriptions. It all checks out as legit. The seller, 100% feedback again. But it's all for like this kind of stuff. I don't even know. But yeah, it's really scary how they're doing this. Now let's close these real quick. And here's another one, another fake Spriggan Requiem, $7.99. And let's see this one. Here's a bundle. I think it's like a different currency, but it's $8 if you want to buy both Spriggan Requiem and Nightmare Long on this. Once again, you're not going to find these for that cheap, I'm telling you guys. It all says it's legit. It's all legit pictures, but it's the same scheme here. They have you buy it, and you never get it. Now here's an even more tricky one, and you can hear how frustrated I am with this because it didn't take that long for me to find these, but here's Legend Spriggan for about $15. Free shipping, and this seller is apparently located in Arizona, so it's a US seller. Now all the pictures are legit, like I said. It all checks out pretty nice. You go to the description, and the pictures are just like generic pictures from Takara Tomy. So, yeah. Anyway, the description, it checks out, right? Then here's another thing. You go to the feedback here, and it's 55.6. So let's check out the feedback here. And it looks pretty much the same message here. Sent payment, item not delivered, no item sent, seller disappeared, bought item and paid, seller did not ship item. So what I think these guys are doing is they're actually buying US accounts and making their fake listings, because some people prefer to buy from US sellers. So now you got people like these who are selling fakes under US accounts, which just makes it a little bit more trickier. And yeah, this is just insane, guys. There's really no other way to say it. I mean, look, he sold 99 and he's selling for 15 apiece. You can tell how much money he's made through that. So this is pretty much the deal with the whole situation with these fakes. And I'm not saying all these are fakes. I can guarantee you there's going to be legit ones like these right here. This is a reasonable price because it's $25.98 for one Beyblade. I know it seems kind of ridiculous, but it's legit. The seller is a trustworthy seller. I've bought from him in the past. So yeah, this guy is legit, and this is a reasonable price. You're not going to find it for probably anything cheaper than this, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. So what I've done to help you guys out, and like I said, it's really hard to tell now which sellers are legit and which ones aren't. My piece of advice is to always use the rule of thumb of, like, if it's too good to be true, then it's too good to be true. And what I mean is, like, if you see a brand new Spriggan Requiem for $7, chances are it's fake, because no seller's going to sell it for that cheap and make a profit, because eBay takes out fees and all that, so they have to make some kind of money back. And yeah, like I said, you're not going to find it for that cheap. Anyway, I've also contacted a few Baytubers. So I've contacted people like Illinook, Jojo, Kimbo, Zio, and I've asked them for, like, sellers that they've bought from in the past, because I want to make, or I made a list actually of sellers that people have bought from that you guys can trust, and I'm gonna post it right here in the video. I'm also gonna put it down below in the description. Like I said, these are sellers that people I know as well as me have bought from, and they are legit, and they might be foreign, some of them are US based. But you guys can buy from these and not stress about it, because you will get your stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, there's probably other sellers out there that I do not know or other people aren't familiar with, and they might be legit as well, but these are the ones that I have come across as well as other people. So I hope you guys can use that list, and also just this video as a whole, and I hope you guys learned something from this. Like I said, I may have gotten scammed, but I did get my money back, so don't worry about me, guys. I want you guys to be concerned about shopping on eBay now. And I hope you guys found this video helpful. I'm probably going to wrap it up here, but I know it was a really lengthy video. And I hope you guys watched it through, because, like I said, it's really important that you guys know about this. But yeah, that's it for this video. So until next time, guys, see ya.